Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, and this is our leadership call and also product training, I believe. And one quick
Wait,
tip before we get, is it a product training or no, Coach Will?
no business training, but let's hold. We're good. We're good. Let's roll it. We're good. We're good. We're good. Good.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
Just one quick tip before we get started is one of my friends, teammates, Jessica Hill, she always says, be consistent. And I agree with her. Be consistent with taking your products. That's the first thing. Um, you're not going to know just what they can do if you don't take them every day, if you're not consistent with them. One quick thing I found out is how well our black seed oil works. I've taken black seed oil for like years, and I've had allergies that I've suffered from for 44 years. I started taking them taking our black seed oil 3 times a day consistently since March. I don't have any more allergies. They're gone. So I'm blown away. I'm never, ever will I be without our black seed oil. And it just proves that you have to be consistent with taking your products. And that's all I have to say about that. So be consistent. So today I'd like to welcome you all to this leadership call. Our amazing trainer this evening is Coach Will Zanders. He is a multiple 6 and now 7-figure earner with the Green Organics companies, and an overall round wonderful teacher. Coach Will, are you available, sir?
Can you hear me? Okay. Hold on.
You're
Mary,
breaking up just a little
can
bit.
can you hear me? Okay or no?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay, let me
Yes.
try to get some Wi-Fi in here. I live in the woods. Okay, and we having the chats with new members. Welcome, Stella. Okay, good to see you, Stella, on the call. Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in. Let me get to the end of it up so we can do some quick Orlando announcements, which are pretty fun. I'm pretty excited about. Let's see. Here we go. We have some new recruiting videos that are going to be coming out shortly. I'm working with Sydney on those, Sydney Brown, Superscribe on those, and they're designed to go along with the video that Coach Marcus made on incredible short, the shortest, best opportunity presentation we've had in 5 years is the one that he has, about 90 seconds long. It's amazing. I love it. I use it. It's a great video. And it's also designed to be used in conjunction with any other opportunity videos or industry validation videos, which are some of my personal favorites as well. The thing that'll make this particular set of recruiting videos different is that you're going to have one for each color personality type. One that's going to be geared toward yellow, one blue, one red, one green. It's not my idea. I can't take credit for it. That's Sydney's idea. She's like, Will, you got to do this. And I'm like, oh, snap. Why did we think of that 20 years ago? So that's what we're working on right now. We'll hopefully have those done by the weekend, and they're going to be short, powerful, to the point, and geared toward one personality type, so you can see, what type of prospect you want to share with what video, and build a little play 1, play 2, play 3 set of videos that you can send to the different your different prospects and things like that. So I think that's going to be great. We talked about a lot of mindsets last year. All 2024 for me was mindset training. For those of y'all who were here, all of 2022 and 2023 were skill set training. I'm going to be shifting my focus of training in 2025. We'll talk a little bit about that. But all the mindsets that I discussed over all of those, good grief, hundreds of calls, at least 100+ calls in 2024, have all been compiled into a list, and they're going to be available in a book format. I think there's like a Kindle one you can download for like 99 cents or something like that. But it's all going to all be in a mindset book format. So don't worry about if you weren't here last year. Don't worry about if you're like, oh man, I'm trying to remember that mindset. The 4 things that are going to really help you become successful in network marketing, this has never changed over the last 100 years, is the mindsets, the skill sets, taking action, and then time in grade. I don't care how intense you go to the gym and work out, you cannot go from benching 0 to bench pressing 225 pounds in a month. It simply is not physically possible. The human brain does not grow in that way. The human muscles in the body do not grow in that way. There's a time element attached to all success of all types. Even I think Warren Buffett said it, you cannot make a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. It simply doesn't work that way. Everything has a due season. Everything has a time that it's going to take to become successful at that thing. And if you take the mindsets and the skill sets and you take action, as Miriam said, consistent action, you can add the time element and you're going to be successful. It is inevitable. The only thing that will prevent it is if God called you home a little bit early. That's the only thing that'll prevent your success in this industry. The last announcement we're going to give for Orlando, super excited there. We are going to have a section of the Orlando training on Saturday afternoon after lunch. That will be a compensation plan certification program. We'll do a training on a compensation plan, and then we're going to Green Organics, basically, and go to sign up. Then we're going to give you a quiz. Okay, you'll be able to take the quiz right then. It'll be multiple choice, and if you do, but it's not going to be easy. But if you, and it'll be available online for all of our online attendees as well. And at that point, if you pass the test, you will receive in the mail a few weeks later a certification that shows that you are certified in the Green Organics compensation plan. That doesn't cost you anything extra. The certificate and everything, you have to frame it yourself, but the certificate and everything and the test and all that stuff, it's all included in your event ticket price, online or offline. It doesn't matter because that is one of the biggest things that we've been asked for. It's going to be both, Sydney. It's going to be both in one quiz, okay? But we'll be training on them, so don't worry. And there's a lot of interplay there. If you haven't noticed yet, the compensation plans are about 80% the same. But the 20% that's different is big different. And we'll talk about that a little this evening as well. And that certification is going to give you the confidence that you need, that you can teach this pay plan. You can answer all the questions and tough questions that your prospects are going to ask. I think over the last month or two, the number one question I've been asked is questions about money and how the money works and how the compensation plan works. And in things of that nature. So it's a pretty big deal, and we're excited that we're going to have that done in a streamlined format where you can guarantee you'll leave the event wiser, smarter, sharper, and hopefully more driven than when you went there, than when you came in the door. So we're excited about that. I know we're going to keep it going. That being said, let's go into it now, ladies and gentlemen. You know that one of the things that I'm really big on. It's called Pinnacle Leadership. And leadership is going to have several different elements to it. But one of the elements of leadership is going to be one that you have achieved the things that you're teaching people to do. And in our industry, not at our company, thank goodness, but in our industry, it's an epidemic where anybody who has a social media presence can pop up at a company or a guru or a program or a course or a company and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is even if they've never gotten the results. And then the flip side of that, which is really unfortunate, I think I saw a gentleman post this the other day. This is a network marketing earner who has made some money before. But this particular gentleman made a post that said, I was driving Uber for 6 weeks. Some of y'all know this guy. Y'all know him. He's a friend, but he doesn't work with us. And he said, I've been driving. This is the post. I was driving 6 weeks ago. I was driving Uber. And now I'm making 6 figures a month or something really crazy like that. And the worst part was, not true. The only way that ever happens is if the owner of the company comes in and cuts you a deal and says, here's the money. And they know you're just unethical enough to go tell that story. Yeah, $100,000 a month. Come on, man. 6 weeks. Stop it, bro. That's the craziness. And these are the same people who are at 30 different companies in 30 months. It's the same type of thing. And I think the only part that really bothered me, because MLM professionals know that's just crazy. We blew the lid off that scheme a long time ago. Don't want people falling for that stuff. Is that other people who have never had success in network marketing are now posting that same ridiculously fabricated story saying, oh, we working with a guy that was driving Uber 6 weeks ago and now he's making $100,000 a month. That's as bad as the one, Marcus, you know, the one Tim and them put up that said, I was homeless 6 weeks ago and now I'm making 6 figures a month. That's the type of stuff that 70%ers dive into that makes the industry bad for everybody. So we don't do that here. Yeah, thank you. Why? Just why? And so here we love to edify the people who have accomplished the things and the people who can actually help you to do the things. And we don't all, as leaders, we don't all have to see eye to eye on anything. To be quite frank, I've said that on leadership calls many a day, but we do agree always as your leadership circle here at the Green Organics family of companies. We agree that we want you all to win and become successful. And as long as it's moral, ethical, legal, we are all about you doing it. But me personally, I like to hold myself to a different standard. I did not make a single Facebook post about HBN until I already made $50,000. I just didn't do it. I was not going to be the person who, and I'm not saying do that, by the way. I was already successful in network marketing. I wasn't trying to build my name or build a career. I was already good. But it was a personal thing I set out to myself that said, let me see if I still have what it takes. If Facebook died tomorrow, if social media died tomorrow, could I still get out here and make $50,000 to $100,000 a year, maybe $75,000 a year, just based on my work effort and skills that I've acquired over the years? Answer is yes. Okay, and then I started posting about the company maybe once every couple of months after that. Okay, I was not even going to offer any training to anybody outside of my personal team in GoDasana. GoDasana, we weren't there yet in HBN until I made $100,000. Until I was at the level of a Coach Marcus or a Coach Kim who had already made six figures in the company before I did, I was not going to be talking about top earner style training. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to be quiet, be humble, learn, put the work in, keep my nose to the grindstone. And once I hit 100 grand with the company, I said, okay, let's go. And now I can talk about it because I've earned it. And is it harder? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. And you're going to make a lot of mistakes along the way. But I got to tell you, the mistakes is what qualify you to teach people. Okay, I'm gonna just be very, very frank. The mistakes that we make on the way to success are the things that qualify us to help you get to another level. And I say that about all of our great coaches and teachers that we have here. And I certainly was not going to do anything at all with the millionaire title, even though I had already made over $1 million in my network marketing career. That was with a bunch of different companies. I want to make 100,000 here, then it's a new company, then 300,000 here, then the company closes, then 400. I didn't like. That's not really what I like when I hear seven-figure earner. I wanted to make sure that it was still possible to become successful at the seven-figure level. Now it's like 1.7, 1.8 million, something like that. I like to be successful with one company to show that loyalty still exists in this industry, because I know Coach Sonic says it a lot. If you're not here for the residual, the long-term residual, what you here for? Okay. So I wasn't going to offer anything. Coach Marcus knows this. We didn't even have any training with seven figures or anything training like that, even though Coach Marcus has already made over $4.5 million before he ever came to HBN. Okay, so just understand that. Coach Sonic's very humble. He says he's a multiple six-figure earner. I know if I were to count his pockets over the 30 years that he's been in the network marketing industry, it's over $1 million. I know that. I already know that. I knew that before I ever met him. It's the principle. So we're going to make sure here, especially in 2025, that we do things with the credibility, and that we know that when people are coaching and teaching and working with you, they are people who we don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but I know no matter what, they have your best interests at heart. Okay, I just want to be very, very clear about that. So when you hear me edify Coach Marcus, Coach Tina, and Coach Kimberly, it's because they've made the money with this company, and they can help you, and nobody needs to hold their hand. They're professionals. When I talk about Coach Sonic and Coach Charlotte and Coach Seymour, they've already made the money. They're getting to the level of making the money here because they haven't been here as long as me or Marcus or Tina and whatnot. But just understand, they'll all be over six figures this year, I would guess. And they have earned the coach titles far before they ever got here. So I never want you to think that when you're getting coaching and teaching, oh, so-and-so hadn't made. No. They made plenty of money. Y'all relax. And I don't edify a lot of people, to be quite frank. We just aren't fans of edifying people. That's another mistake that I made over the years of edifying people who had not earned it. And that doesn't always work out well. So y'all know that I'm very, very strict, very, very intense about who we edify and what calls we recommend and which ones we don't. And that's a pretty big deal. But we're not going to gatekeep. We're not going to prevent you from having access to some of the best up and coming leaders, specifically Coach Seymour and Coach Charlotte doesn't even like the word coach, but she got it because she earned it. And Coach Sonic and others, we're not going to gatekeep because we know that you need access to the best trainers in the industry, not me. You need access to these individuals as well. And I think Coach Marcus and Coach Kim would agree to that. You need to be able to learn about passion and discipline and drive from Coach Charlotte. You need to learn that. You need to be able to experience her, especially live at an event. She does more. You want like Coach Stu. Coach Stu has already made the money. Okay, Coach Stu taught me and helped me improve my public speaking abilities. He's already earned it, so we give him that title. So we don't give nobody nothing. He earned that title. Just understand that. But you need to hear about storytelling and loyalty and product testimonials from Coach Seymour. He just does it. So you got to learn about that from people he were really good at. And when it comes down to skills, especially skills of recruiting and then training people, it's not going to get much better than Coach Sonic. I would take those three individuals and I would put them up against any trainers in the industry, and my money's on them every single time. Every single time. Again, I don't have to agree with them all the time on everything. I ain't got to do all of that. They don't have to agree with me, but guess what? I love them. I do believe in some part of their heart they love me as well. And the thing that I appreciate the most is that they love y'all, and they're going to give you the best that they have on their way to making 6 figures and 7 with one company. I've already done it before. This is the company that we're so fortunate to that they chose. Yeah, the leaders here are amazing. So I'm gonna just preface it with this from a leadership standpoint tonight. When I started with this company and this team, and it was just me. It was solo dolo. Okay, and I didn't even make phone calls to do presentations. I drove to people. My core leadership team that I set up, 90% of which is still here, I drove to them. 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. I flew to them. I drove. I had flat tires in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana at night. I made sure that when I said I wanted 2 people who were going to duplicate and stick with me, they knew this wasn't going to be just somebody who they saw when they came to my town. I was going to sacrifice the time, money, energy, and effort away from my friends, my family, my life to make sure that I gave them the best type of presentation I could so that they would know how much I really cared about them. I don't think anybody in the network marketing industry over the last 10 years has put more road miles in than me. I'm gonna just be frank. I'll put that up against anybody in network marketing. Nobody's put in the more road or flight miles to work with their teams than me. Where it's all me paying my own way. There are thousands, and I can't even count the money. There's just it's what it is. Okay. So when I was recruiting people during that time, I was doing opportunity calls 7 days a week. I was doing training calls directly after the opportunity calls, and I was using something called how many people remember freeconferencecall.com? We've been using that since like the early 2000s, but how many people remember freeconferencecall.com? Yeah, I wasn't on that Zoom. I wasn't on no Facebook Live. It was freeconferencecall.com. Y'all better dial in. That's what it was. And it was every night. And my goal and my vision has always been duplication. It's always going to be duplication because that's where the money comes from. So I was so happy. I was so excited when Coach Marcus became available and made himself available, not just to my team, but the whole team. He took Wednesday night, and I was like, oh goodness, I don't have to do call. I'm only doing calls 6 nights a week now. And then when Coach Tina and Coach Kimberly came in and started doing Thursday, doing a day and Thursday evening, I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, man, I'm only doing calls 5 nights a week. This is exciting. Okay. And then when Coach Marcus took Saturday, oh, I got really fired up then. Okay. We did move for Sabbath purposes. We did move Saturday to Saturday night, and that's understandable. Should have been done. But at the same time, I was like, man, I'm only doing 4 nights a week. This is pretty good. And then we decided everybody gets off on Friday because we get tired of hearing ourselves talk. So I know y'all get tired of hearing us talk. We don't like talking this much. I wish everybody on this call was emoting me on there already, to be quite frank. But y'all will get there. You'll get there. So I was only doing 4 nights a week. Then we all took off Fridays, and then I was doing 3 calls a week. And now I'm super excited. Coach Sonic. Let me just be clear about how we got to this conclusion. Coach Sonic is now doing the call, Coach's Corner, which was one of my favorite segments of these calls. After he took a short health hiatus and came back, he was going to come back to this call. But some things that I was asking him to do he's just so busy, it wasn't really going to fit with his schedule. So I want to be very clear about that. That was my first choice, first option to come back to the call. But for his schedule and the way the way his schedule plays out, very busy man. He was like, man, I can do it, but I can't do that part of it. I can't do more than I'm already doing. I was like, okay, no worries. And so Coach Sonic is now doing Monday night, the full out coaches corner, which quite frankly is really, really special. It's an amazing call. I don't know how often he'll be doing it. I'm hoping that y'all pressure him enough because he's the people's coach and he loves the people and he'll do it for y'all, even if he don't want to do it for himself. To have that call going on Monday, I was doing Men's Health Mondays up at the end of last year, starting to bring that back in 2025. But when Coach Sonic came with that, I was like, oh my God, thank goodness, I get another night off. So this is very exciting for me, and it's better for y'all for anyway because the type of skills training he provides, it's going to be a lot more interactive. It's just his nature. We're just different trainers and different coaches. Me and Coach Marcus and Coach Kim and Coach Tina and Coach, we're all different in our own way. So that's super exciting. And now you get to hear from the illustrious Miriam Karim. She's awesome. You get to hear from her on the newbie corner, so long as she enjoys doing that and providing that perspective of value for you. And you know, and that's fantastic. And now, so she gets an opportunity to really grow as a leader and a public speaker, and she's earned it because of her consistency. And then you got Coach Sonic on Monday nights. It's really going to be hard to beat that, ladies and gentlemen. So it's really almost fulfilling my goal that I originally had when I got here, which was 6 nights a week of six-figure earners. It is amazing. And eventually we're going to have 6 nights a week of seven-figure earners. And the only exception, I'm sorry, 7 nights. We're going to get there. This is the vision. We're going to get there. 7 nights, seven days a week of seven-figure earners, even if the calls are only 30 minutes. The only tricky day is Friday. Friday, the call, whoever does that call, it's going to be during the day. That's the only one. All the other ones are going to be at 7 p.m. They're normally 8 p.m. Central. That's pretty late for our Eastern folks' time, but it's going to be 7 p.m. Central. We're going to work that out with the leadership team, and everybody's going to get on the same page, and we're going to see if it works for everybody's schedule. But my vision had always been, and hopefully one day we'll fulfill it. One day it'll be 7 days of seven-figure earners. And it'll just be very, very special for everybody. It'll be 7 different seven-figure earners. And I can't wait for that day, but I know it'll come because it always comes. And apologies to our international team. I know the time zones are kind of wild for you guys and girls overseas, but you know, the recordings are there for you. They're either there that night or there the next day, but the recordings are going to be there for you. So nobody's ever going to miss any of the information. So we're pretty excited about that, and you know, we're going to keep that party going. Let's see what else we got going on over here. Yeah, so thank you. Y'all put some love in the chat to all of our dynamic leaders. Y'all know with Coach Sonic doing Mondays now, we're gonna be putting that pressure on Seymour for Fridays now. We got to see Seymour and Coach Charlotte. We got to see what they be doing on Fridays because y'all need y'all to make that money, family. And so all the skill sets are going to be there for you, far beyond what we ever could. And what I bring to the table is going to be a little bit different. Let me just be clear. I've always been a skills trainer my whole career. Last year, I transitioned into mindset teaching. That's not an accident. You need that. This year, my shift in my coaching style and leadership style is going to be what I call VIP teaching. And VIP teaching is going to stand for vision, insight, and perspective. Okay, just understand that. Vision, insight, and perspective, VIP. Now, you cannot give perspective without being on the top of the mountain. It's just difficult to give $1 million perspective if you've never made $1 million in a market. It's just hard to do that. It's kind of, you're imagining. It's not going to be things that are tested and proven to work. From a vision standpoint, vision is the first thing that any leader should be trying to cast to the organization, regardless of how y'all got here. The vision of where you can go is going to be better received by you when you're hearing the vision from someone who has been where you are at this stage, but who is currently where you want to get to. So just understand that, okay? So I'm going to be giving you the vision. Insight, okay? Insight comes second. The insight is the wisdom you pick up along the way from your transformation from point A to point B. You cannot accumulate insight without the hard-earned, hard-fought wisdom of going from broke cop, living check to check, divorced in an apartment in Louisiana, to, you know, successful, married, happy, millionaire guy. You can't, you're going to learn so much. You're going to acquire so much insight to get from here to here. Okay. That's going to be the part of the teaching I provide that helps you get through those rough patches. Because I've been there. I'm not there now, but I've been there before. Okay. You've been homeless. I've been there too. Okay. You've had some problems you had to work through personally. Been there too. You've had friends and family quit on you when you were trying to maybe make it work, couldn't pay the bills, rob Peter to pay Paul, going to the pawn shop. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You just got to understand. You driving your car around, parking your car somewhere else for the repo man don't get it. I have been there. So for you to understand insight, you have to cast a vision of where you want to go. And then the insight is the wisdom that I'm going to continue to share with you all year long to help you get there. Last but not least, we talked about is perspective. Perspective is something you just don't have it till you get there, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never competed at a world championship in something, be it the world championship in network marketing, be it the world championship at axe throwing, world champion jiu-jitsu, if you've never competed at the world championship level in anything, it's hard for you to have a perspective of what it takes to be a world champion in anything. In network marketing, the same work ethic that I applied here, I applied in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to become a 2-time silver medalist at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championships in Long Beach, California. I'm fighting grown men, steroid field crazy people. I'm fighting them. You got to realize what that really takes. But if you've never been to a world championship level, you don't know the level of effort it's going to take to get there. Network marketing is no different. Richard said it, no substitute for experience. Okay. Now, a couple of things. Let me address this playfully because I have to address these. I'm going to briefly address the length of any call that I do. For anybody who has an issue with the calls that I have, either being sometimes too short or sometimes too long, okay, for all the years I've been doing calls, you just need to get off the call when you need to get off the call for your schedule. The recordings are there. Okay. Now, whether or not you choose to attend the call or not, or take notes or not, or get the recording or not, that is no lint off my jacket. It's no lint off my jacket at all. So I know it's not a lot of people, but anybody who has issue with that, by all means, feel free to contact me directly. But I can tell you, it ain't going to change. Whatever I got to talk about and teach is going to be talked about and taught because somebody needs that. And I have over 24, at this point, 24 people that have made over $100,000 that if you ask them, hey, did Coach Will have anything to do with your success at all? They will say, oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I only have to take credit for it. They will tell you that. Okay. And until you start duplicating 6-figure earners over 24 times, well, not over 24 times, you don't worry about what's on the call or how long the call is. You need to be on there as long as you need to be if that's what you want. Okay. Let me just be super clear about that. All right. And so now we're going to talk about some ranks. Okay, we're going to talk about ranks. All right, and this is, I wasn't going to bring this up. I'm glad I did though. I'm going to give credit to my brothers Seymour and Sonic for giving me the blues. They messing with me. Okay, they can do that. We family. They be messing with me. And listen, just because people hit diamond ranks, and I just want to clear this up. Nobody is going to. The company's not necessarily going to have a double diamond rank or a new rank just because so many people are hitting the rank of diamonds. I don't know where that came from. That's not really accurate at all. I don't have that level of pull with the company. I'm a distributor just like you. I'm not salaried. I don't get paid by the company. I just do as much work as I can to help unpaid labor. And Marcus and I and anyone else who's ever been asked, we are very familiar with the unpaid labor that we do on behalf to help the company. In fact, years ago, before most of y'all got here, the company was having a huge issue growing during COVID and had to switch to a much bigger warehouse. I think in Ohio, and they were moving one of the warehouses from Kentucky to Ohio. And me and Marcus and 1 or 2 other leaders in the company were tasked. This is unpaid labor to literally be in charge of verifying orders so that product shipped on ShipStation. Just understand. It was Seymour. It was so annoying, but again, unpaid labor. So we don't put our work in. So if a call I have go over 20 minutes over, it is what it is. That's earned. When you've earned it, you can do as many calls as you want, and they can last as long as you want or be as short as you want. But again, pinnacle leadership. If you haven't earned the money yet and you haven't built the team yet, until you do, because you can never achieve what you disrespect. Write that down. You want a mindset that left over from 2025, write that down. You can never achieve what you disrespect. That was one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn personally, because as an up and coming coach in the industry, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew everything to know, and that my mentors and coaches, some of which were younger than me, couldn't teach me nothing. And boy, that cost me millions, plural. I get sick to my stomach when I think about how many millions I missed out on in my career because I didn't understand that concept, the humility of it. And I did not understand. I think the last time I counted how much money I've missed out on at HBN, oh, it's over $1 million. I've missed out on over $1 million in commissions because I did not listen to my mentors when I got here. I listen to some stuff they say, but if it was something I didn't agree with, man, I ain't trying to hear all that, man. I'm gonna go do this because this is what I want to do. I don't need your blessing. I don't need you to co-sign what I'm doing. Stupid, stupid. But I did it, and I still pay that price every single day. Hopefully, one day, God will get that from off me, because I get aggravated when I think about how much money I left on the table by just thinking I knew everything to know about the nuances and not listening to people who at the time had made more money than me. Dumb. That's what I get. Okay, and nobody's immune. Nobody's immune to making mistakes. Okay, so let's talk about ranks. Let's talk about ranks. Okay. You're not really going to understand the ranks at the companies. Specifically, go to Simon. That seems to be where the most confusion is for a lot of people. I get a lot of questions on pay plan, especially this last month, and I get a lot of questions are going down. Please repeat. You cannot achieve what you disrespect. Whatever. That was the whole point to that whole soliloquy. You cannot achieve what you disrespect. You can't. When I was growing up in New Orleans, and me and my dad were driving around uptown New Orleans, just going to run errands or pick up some stuff for the house or whatever, I would see these big old houses in New Orleans. Anybody from there know on St. Charles Avenue, y'all got them fire houses on St. Charles Avenue. And I would say, Dad, man, what them people do? What do they do for a living that they can afford a house that look like a castle? Big bricks, tan castle bricks with towers. What is happening? What do they do? And he said, don't worry about what they do, son. They crooks. They criminals. He would say, man, whatever they're doing, it's illegal. It's criminal. It's crooks. They crooks. What he should have said was, son, I'm not sure what they do. We probably need to figure it out. But me as your father, I picked a certain path in life, and I'm providing the best I can for you and your family and your mother and your brothers and everybody else. And whatever it is, we're not at that level yet. But if you want to get there, if you want $1 million house on St. Charles Avenue, it's back when $1 million was $1 million. Let's figure it out together, son. Let's go to the library. Let's get some books. Let's figure it out. Let's ask him. Let's write him a letter. He didn't do that. And a lot of times when we don't have the results that we want, we're going to look at the people who do and disrespect their effort. It's human nature. It's nobody's fault. It's human nature. We're going to disrespect the people that we should be learning from. That's such a common part of human nature that one of the 10 commandments is, honor thy mother and father, that their days may be longer in the land that the Lord gives. Honor thy mother and father. Why should you have to be told by the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Allah the merciful? Why would you have to be told to respect the people that gave you life, feed you, clothe you, and you should be learning the most from about how to navigate this world? Because God knew our faulty human nature is to disrespect the people that we should be learning from. That's just us. So we have to be very, very careful, because we cannot achieve that which we disrespect. It just doesn't happen. Okay? Okay? It's like when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. Even the years he lost, he never blamed the other team. He never said, oh, the other team cheated, the refs. We fans would say that stuff. But he never said it. He said, you know what? Better luck next year. We'll try again next year. We're going to get back to practice immediately. He never disrespected the Super Bowl winner, even if it was some Kansas City Chiefs fluke type stuff. He never disrespected it. And therefore, he won. Okay? So you can't achieve that which you choose to disrespect. All right? Just don't do that. When you operate from that semblance of humility, and all our leaders here are very, very humble. I love that about all of our leadership team here. Your ego may take a hit from time to time. That's life. My ego even takes a hit. Paula doesn't always agree with my recommendations or suggestions, and neither does Coach Marcus or Coach Sonic or Coach Tina, anybody else. We just have to collaborate and figure stuff out. That's part of leadership, and you're going to have to learn how to play together in the sandbox. But when your ego takes a hit, a lot of times your personal finances and your wallet will see some much needed healing and growth. Okay, much needed healing and growth in the finances come from a sense of humility, but also you're very, very skilled, but you're humble about it. Okay, don't be self-deprecating. Be confident. Let people know you are who you are. You earned it. Okay, but when it comes to learning and dealing with your peers, humility is going to be one of the best ways to operate. Now, ranks are usually designed by companies in order to incentivize and reward the proper behavior. Okay, if there's enough people at a rank, there's really no need for additional ranks. Okay, HBN got at least 2 ranks, maybe 3 that nobody's ever hit before. So shouldn't expect anything over there. We have seen a big influx of diamonds that go to Sonic, and I'm very, very excited about that, by the way. So I don't know. There's no word from me, or I haven't heard anything about another rank coming at Go to Sana. Hold on one second. Hold on. Text me. I see this. Text me. I thought I did good. I just got a direct message. I thought I did good. Text me about. I thought I did good. I thought that was good. I thought that was good. All right. Next. So the pay plan is going to be designed around certain ranks. Now, at Go to Sana, there's nothing on the horizon about double diamond or anything like that. So don't worry about that. I haven't heard anything about it. If y'all have, that's news to me. But I've heard nothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. The reason why the Go to Sana pay plan is what it is because it was designed by Paula to be the only rank of its kind in network marketing. And some of that's good, some of that's bad. So what does it mean? The Go to Sana rank, different than any other rank in the history of network marketing, is designed for it to be achieved, diamond, the top levels, to be achieved based on retail sales. Because at the time, there is no network marketing company where you can earn the top of the pay plan without some duplication or recruiting. Every network marketing company in the industry, for the most part, you have to be able to recruit and get some type of duplication from other people in order to achieve enough to do that and have enough volume. And the volume is typically into the millions to get to the diamond level. Go to Sana is not like that. And it's not like that on purpose. This is, Coach Sonic is the people's coach. Go to Sana is the people's company. Let me be clear. You can start here for $7.95. Okay? You can't do that nowhere else and make money. It's crazy. You can't. But you can hit the top levels with no recruiting. Okay, so let me give you some perspective about why she did it that way. Because, ladies and gentlemen, every 10 to 20 years, the network marketing industry is over 100 years old. But every 10 or 20 years, the government decides to attack the network marketing industry because it's setting so many people free financially, okay? Getting people out of credit card debt, paying off debt. Look, it's doing so much, and it always has, okay? And the government, when it attacks network marketing companies, luckily for us, we have as our legal counsel of record, Kevin Thompson, the #1 network marketing mind legally in the world. Okay, yeah, the government doesn't really like free people. Okay, so what happens is Kevin and Paula are collaborating with Troy. This is their job, one of their functions, and they said, let's make this pay plan a chunk of it all about recruiting, so that when and if the government ever decides to shut a company down or sue a company, like Amway got sued, they won. Herbalife got sued, they won. Vema got sued, they lost. And I like that company, they lost. A lot of Advocare got sued, they lost. A lot of companies lose. We're not losers here, we're winners because we have perspective and insight and we see ahead, okay? So the government doesn't like when pay plans and network marketing companies are based all on recruiting. Okay, YTB, that's why they're not even out no more. They got sued and they were a good travel company, right? So just understand that Go to Sana is a company that does not trigger any of the alarms that the government looks at when it's looking for companies to bother. That's done for our benefit by the company. So the diamond rank is available to you, and you don't have to have 20 billion in volume. You can literally sell a bunch of soap. And you can achieve the diamond level. You can share in the global profits of the company. And if you do decide to recruit even one person, if you build a diamond business for even 2 or 3 months at a time, then it falls off, then you build it back up, then it falls off. You're getting up to a 50% check match. It's obscene, but it's like that on purpose. Okay, so don't be upset about it. Don't be sad about it. It's what it is on purpose, and that's done by the company. It had nothing to do with us. Paula said, "Hey, this is what it is." We said, "Dang, that's weird." Paula, a rank with 100 retail orders and customers. What is that? And she go, "Hey, this is why it's like that." Kevin, all right, legal people start talking. I start listening. So just understand that that's what it's designed to do. And because the company is built for the future, we want the government to never look at us. But if they do look at us, they're going to look at us as the standard for how network marketing should be done. Okay, so just understand that. So yes, you can hit the ranks. If you don't hit the ranks, that's cool too. I'm all about the residual income, as I know most of you are. Most of your coaches are going to teach you that as well, and you should. But if you're one of the people who says, you know what, I want to be a diamond, I want the rank, I want to get it, then we're going to help you get there. If you want people say, I'm not really worried about all that, that's a whole lot of work I ain't trying to do right now. I think it's a little bit overrated, to be honest. I just want to build out something solid, get these thousands in my bank account. Then you do that. Okay, we're gonna help you no matter what, and we're gonna love on you no matter what. But I, as a diamond, Seymour as a diamond, Marcus as a diamond, Sonic as a diamond, Charlotte as a diamond, Tina as a diamond, or diamond to be, we can't tell you don't achieve and do the things that we hustled and bust our butt to do. That's not really fair. Like, we can tell you both sides of it, but we're not just gonna tell you, nah, don't even be no diamond. Cause come on, man. Like, if you want it, you want it, and we'll help you. If you don't, totally respect it. You still gonna get your $10,000 banner, your $20,000 banner, and at the end of the day, I think we all agree that the residual income is the most important part by far, by far. Okay. Now, one other thing that I'll tell you before we move on, we don't have a lot of time left on the call. Okay, it'll be poetic if I don't go over today. Is that the network marketing pay plan, especially at GoDasana, and we'll talk a little bit about HBN now, is designed to give you another industry first. Okay, another industry first. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the eternal fast start. Do not sleep on this. If the GoDasana pay plan only had this one part, I would still be a part of this company. Let me be clear. Most network marketing companies have a fast start. And let me give you some perspective as a person who is been at the top of #1 earner at the company I was with before I came to Green Organics. I've had a certain perspective of how these companies work. And the perspective is this. The fast start at most companies is a one-time bonus of anywhere typically from 20 to 40, sometimes 50%. And that fast start is going to be given to your first order only. Okay, that person's first month in the business. So you sponsor 10, 20 people. If you don't know a lot about network marketing, you've never really been up to see how it really works in over time. You sponsor 10 people, you're going to get 25, 40, maybe 50% of those orders that month. But next month, when those orders go back through, you get volume. You don't get the fast start. It is a fast start. It's designed to give you a fast start. And company owners understand that. They ain't paying out 50% to you for the whole joint. That's crazy. HBN did it differently. HBN has an extended fast start, which is where you get that order in. You don't just get that 30% up front. You're going to get 30% for the first 90 days that the person is in the business. Now, why did Paula design it that way? Because the average network marketer's career is, drum roll please, 90 days. So they wanted to make sure that you got your fast start for the whole time on average that person's going to be in the business. Okay, just how it is. GoDasana, because this pay plan, although GoDasana is older than HBN, the pay plan is newer. Paula was able to look with insight and perspective and look at HBN and look at the industry and says, you know what? I remember she said it. She said, Will, we can do this better. She said, Marcus, we can do this. But she said, Kim, we can do this better. Unlimited fast start. She even told Steph, we can do this better. You know, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. And Paula says, fast start forever, so be it. 20, can't do 50%, but 25% fast start and it never goes away. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the first true qualification-free network marketing residual income that the industry has ever had, in my knowledge. Amway ain't got that. If you sponsor 10 or 20 customers, whenever they order for the rest of their life, you're going to get paid. Isn't that what a business is supposed to be? Isn't it what it's supposed to feel like? I think a lot of people, because people are selling, the occasional 50 or 100 BV order, but usually $5 here, $10 here, oil a month here, deodorant here, soap here. You're only getting that $2.50, that little $3. Ladies and gentlemen, you add that up over the course of a career, one customer with just a little $5 commission, just one customer with a 20 BV order can be worth to you thousands of dollars over the course of your career. I'm going to say that again. One customer, even at the 5 BV level, Lord forbid the 50 or the 100 BV level, one customer can be worth thousands of dollars to you the way it could at no company that we have ever seen in network marketing. Okay? And the last thing I'll tell you about the Go to Sign to Pay plan, which is just a slight improvement, 7 minutes, which is a slight improvement on the HBN Pay plan, okay? Just slight, is going to be that with the Go to Sign to Pay, with the HBN Pay plan, you have star bonuses, which is amazing. You got SAP bonuses that Go to Sign too, and they're great. But with Go to Sign, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to build 2 legs of business. We were at HBN, we built 2 legs of business. It was, Coach Mark will tell you, Coach Sonic will tell you, Coach Charlotte will tell you, it is a challenge to build 2 legs of business. It's a challenge. Even when we help each other, we give people here, right side, left side here, give away sponsorship every now and again, it's still hard. It's very challenging. But Go to Sana, you can build 1 leg of business, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to be paid off that. Now, will you be paid the big old 12% of the pay leg like with HBN? No, you will not. But will you be paid 3% of everything that you produce? Yes. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, 1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Now, luckily for us, we have access to both companies, okay? So we can access that, but that matrix, and the check match is based on the matrix, it is very, very strong, okay? So this is what we'll do, because it has some other stuff to cover, but we did have some stuff we needed to address. We on Sunday night, we are going to have our call. That's going to be our word call, highly requested. I'm going to teach that. And then we should have enough time on that one too. I'm going to cover some different things, just some insight things that'll help you on your journey to it. And I'm looking at them right now. We just don't have time to cover them. Don't have time to cover them tonight. Okay. So the last thing I'll tell you is this, if we close the call, and let me see if we got any questions, anything in the chat. Let me see anything in the chat. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I don't think so. Are we good? We good. Okay, I guess we're good. No questions in the chat. All right. Last thing we'll close the call with is this. When you're focusing on getting your 2 people sponsored, Forever Fast Starts is amazing. You're focused on sponsoring your 2 people. And the number one thing you can do to increase retention, okay, recruiting. All right, you're building your team, you're going to be building your residual income. There's another R there, too, in fact, that you can really do that builds with retention. And retention is what the residual is about. And those 2 R's are going to be relationship and recognition. Okay? Relationship and recognition. And relationships are not going to be perfect. Take it from a certified, bona fide leader who's been there, done that. They're never going to be perfect, okay? But as long as you keep the main thing, and understand that all of you are here to help yourself and your organizations, you should be able to learn from people and not let your personal feelings about them get in between of your goals that you're trying to do. Paula's very fond of saying it. She never lets her emotions get in the way of her money. She don't do it. Okay, I've been there, done that. It's not worth it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not worth it. Get your money for your family and build a financial wall of security that nothing can get through. But the relationship, although imperfect, okay, and the recognition, the edification of people when it is deserved, the bonuses that you post, okay? Not bonuses, the banners, the banners that you post, or the bonuses, people's 500 or 1,000, even if it takes you 2 or 3 days to do it, you need to post it. Especially when they 10, 20, 50,000, you need to post it. Don't always rely on us to do it. You can learn a lot about that from Coach Seymour, the way he does recognition so eloquently. Okay, when people do things, you need to reward that, okay, and promote it, because that recognition is going to tie into the relationship that you got from recruiting and that residual income. And that's going to be a huge part of retention. It's the relationship and recognition. And if you can just figure that out, that's what happens once you start recruiting and you get a team going, you recognize them and really start to build the relationship, not in a manipulated way, because what you can get out of them and this, that, and the third. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a good recruiter or a good sponsor, you're going to spend more time, money, energy, and effort on your people than they ever do you. I'm gonna say that again, because we don't really suffer from that here, but at a lot of companies, a lot of people in the downline organizations and the success teams are, oh, I'm making money for that person. This, that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. You can never achieve what you disrespect. You'll never be that person. But on top of that, I can guarantee you, your sponsor, coaches, mentors, and leaders, the way Kenya does it, Coach Charlotte, Coach Sonic, Derek and Lynette Jamat, Seymour, even Lillian Corville, many others, they spend money on y'all and time and energy and effort that you don't even know that they're spending on upgrading their skills and providing things for you and advocating on all of y'all behalf so you have a better experience than we all did. Just know there's a lot goes on behind the scenes that is to everybody's benefit, especially the people who are newer and still getting things figured out. So I appreciate it. That's a wrap on our call tonight. We will catch y'all on the next one. We have a great slate of trainers and coaches doing training calls this week. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. And we will catch y'all on the next one. You have a good night. God bless. And if you have not already secured your ticket online or in person for Orlando, be there. There's already some people telling me they're gonna show up even if there ain't no seats. They just gonna stand up. So it's gonna be that good. It's gonna be that good. All right. So we'll catch you on the next one. Good night. God bless. I appreciate y'all so much.